could rate it out for you guys. But I'm gonna do it differently today. And instead of whispering for the whole video, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to just do softly spoken, and I hope that it's as relaxing or more. I've been told that I have an ASMR voice before, just talking regularly without whispering. So I hope that this claims to be or appears to be true. As if not, then I will never do a softly spoken video again. There's something that I realized. So it actually appears backwards when I watch the video after recording. So this is the left side of the microphone for me. And so I only hear the audio on my left earbud. And this is the right side for me. So I only hear it on the right side. But what it comes down to is after it's recorded and I watch through it, it's actually backwards. Like this is my right hand, but it appears to be my left, I think, in the video after it's already recorded. Like it's like it flips. And so I'm gonna have to adjust to this more. Yeah, kind of sucks, but nothing comes easily in life. And this is like something that I should not complain about. So I don't have many stories on my phone that I got from this website. I only have a few. And the reason is because not all of them were scary or creepy. Some of them were just like, I mean, I guess it was probably scary for the person actually in the situation, but being the reader, I didn't feel anything from it, so I took down the ones that made me feel a certain type of way. And I don't know if I said this already, but I didn't get a lot. I only have a few, but they're actually pretty long. So yeah, let's get started. And wish me luck, guys, because I have my last final tomorrow for sociology. So, and it's 10 p.m. But I said I was going to record. These darn hiccups always. It's like I don't know, it's like my hiccups are demons trying to come after me when I'm recording ASMR. So yeah, I have my last final tomorrow and then finally done with my first semester of college. This story is called A Creepy Doll. I have a terrifying story about a Ouija board. I got a call from my cousin who said that he, his brother, his dad, and his best friend were using a Ouija board in their basement. Prior to starting, they took a large porcelain doll out of the room because it was creepy and placed it in an adjacent room face down on a pile of towels. My cousin took a short break because the board was just spouting nonsense and he went to take a shit. His dad, brother, and friend started asking the board questions without him. One of the questions was, "Who is in the other room?" It just started spouting random numbers, and when my cousin came back into the room, his brother said that it wasn't working and that they were going to put it away. And when he showed him the answer to the last question, he said, "Dude, that's my social security number." Sorry, I sound like so um kind of like being a drama student in high school. Like I don't know how to put emphasis in what I say when it's like softly spoken, so it sounds like horrible acting. Then they started to talk to whatever started spewing answers out. It told my cousin he would die in the Air Force. At this point, they tell the entity they're communicating with to prove itself. It then spelled out the word doll, and they were like, "What the F?" They opened the door to check on the porcelain doll they had laid in the other room, and when they opened the doll was standing right in front of the door, staring right at them. Everyone freaked out and ran out of the house. His best friend burned the Ouija board, and I think he temporarily went nuts for a few months. My cousin, for some reason, then joined the Air Force and is on a base in Europe now. So honestly, this one didn't scare me, but if it happened to me, yeah, it would. Like, that would be crazy. I've never had a terrible experience with the Ouija board. I've had scary moments, but nothing like something was trying to kill me. If you guys would like uh, me to talk about my stories, I'm down in a different video. Um, I'll just have to type it out on a Google Doc. The next one is called I asked a Ouija board how long I had to live. This is one of the questions you're not supposed to ask, but honestly, I asked the Ouija board questions you're not supposed to ask either, just because I'm curious. Like, if I could actually get the real answer of when I'm going to die, I would like to know. But at the same time, I like to live life unpredictably. So just like not taking life so seriously. Whenever I die, I die. Like it doesn't matter. But like my curiosity wants me to know. We all asked it a question that only the person asking would know the answer to. It would answer the questions. One question that somebody asked was, "What was the name of the boat I went on a cruise on when I was 6?" It answered, "We played with this thing forever." That's like you're not even supposed to say that because I know it says the Ouija board is a game when you look on the package, but it really isn't. It's something that you use. You don't play with it. We played with this thing forever. We had cold spot experiences and would place a candle where the cold spot was, and the candle would burn sideways, not straight up or down. One night, we all asked it how long we had left to live, and this is where it gets scary. Everybody asked, and they had 50 to 60 years left. I go to ask, and it says 10. I ask 10 years, and it says days. I pretty much shit a brick at this point. It said I was going to be killed in a car accident by a girl named Emma. We would ask it 3 days later, and it would say I had 7 days left. Ask it 2 days later. It said I would have 5 days left, and so on. I'm freaking out at this point, carrying a Bible in my pocket and wearing a big cross. I finally tell my dad, and he doesn't believe me. So I made a Ouija board out of a piece of paper and used a CD to show him. It worked, and he flipped out and told me that I didn't have to go to school the day I was supposed to die. I didn't go to school, and nothing happened. And I think it's kind of cool that, like, they had that experience. It's kind of messed up to say that, but it proves the point that if this really is a simulation or a matrix that we're living in, that you can change your reality. Like, you are the person who controls your destiny. Like, that's cool that you can do that, if that is true. This one is called I Can See You. I Can See You Through the Window. I was about 12 or 13, spending the night at a friend's house, goofing around with a Ouija board with him and his sister, and we were getting all sorts of gibberish plus words spelled out, just kind of scaring ourselves for fun, not taking it very seriously. When we got the message, sorry, I paused. I heard my headphone wires like scrape against the my desk. It's a wooden desk, and like it carries the sound through the earbuds, so it sounded like a growl. Like, dang, I'm just scaring myself. So let me go back to that. Just kind of scaring ourselves for fun, not taking it very seriously. When we got the message, I can see you through the window, and then I can see you through his eyes, or something like that. There was just a small window in the basement room where we were, and just the backyard and woods past the driveway visible through that window. We asked it more questions, and it said, I'm under the car. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. So we somehow got the nerve to go out with a flashlight and peer under the car, where we saw a huge black stray cat which was hissing. We ran inside, freaking out, and at that exact moment, the power failed and all the lights in the house went out. We just about actually shit ourselves. A few minutes later, the power came back on, and we sat up till dawn that night, scared, and never played with the board again. That's why you don't say you play with Ouija boards, you say you use them. If you actually play with it and consider it a game, you are going to have a horrible time with it. But if you consider it like a way to communicate to the other side and give whoops, give, sorry, give the spirit your utmost respect. You'll be just fine. You have my word for it. I think the only ways you're gonna have a bad time are if you're disrespectful or if you're taking it as a joke. Like if you provoke the spirit in any way. And if you don't get a response, so don't be like Colby from the channel Sam and Colby and be like, oh, show yourself, or show yourself if you're not scared. It's like super messed up. If they don't want to talk to you, they won't. And then if you provoke them, then they will mess with you. And the reason I stopped talking for a while, is because it was acting up on here. It was like I was just scrolling down and it thought I was trying to edit something and I was trying to exit out of the editing mode. And it's just pretty complicated on a phone because the more you tap to like clear it up, it just moves the little pointer in a different spot and then never lets you scroll again. It's annoying. This one is called Wood Chipper Accident. And I have hiccups again. Hold on. There's like a way to get rid of hiccups. I remember I read about it online, and it said that if you take a breath and then you swallow your saliva twice, so you take like 2 gulps of your saliva and then you breathe out of your mouth. So you breathe in through your nose, then swallow your saliva twice, and then breathe out through your mouth. So like this. Guys, I think it worked. I'm just kidding though, because I've done it so many times where it didn't work. But the best way that I have gotten rid of hiccups is this way. Not this way, but the way I'm just about to describe and explain right now. So I think my dad told me about this. So if you think about your hiccups being a light switch, so when you like a light, like it's flipped up when it's on, flipped down when it's off. If you think of your hiccups having a switch on and off in your brain, it actually works. You gotta focus on it though, just for like a minute probably or less, of your hiccups having like its own control room where it flips up and down with a switch. And all you have to do is imagine that switch flipping off. And then once you're certain of it, you open your eyes and your hiccups are gone. It's really cool how your subconscious mind like works like that. But yeah, if you're gonna try any of the two things I tried, do the second one, the one that I'm explaining right now. Because the first one doesn't have like it's not very effective. So this is the wood chipper accident. My great aunt has never been married, and when I asked why, my dad told me the story. Apparently, when she was 16, she had a pretty serious boyfriend. When she used a Ouija board, she asked if they would get married, and it said no. She asked if they would break up. The board said no. Then she asked if one of them would die, and it said yes. And when she asked which of them, it said goodbye. A week later, he was in a wood chipper accident at the mill where he worked. That's crazy. Imagine that. So far, every single time I've used a Ouija board, I'm pretty sure I've been lied to because nothing that the Ouija board said to me was true, except for like my birthday and like my family's birthdays and our house address and my middle name, like just like the stuff that I already know. But when I ask questions I didn't know, it'd be lies. Like I asked if um, I did ask when I was gonna die, and it didn't give me a date. They gave me the word soon, and then I asked um how long like is soon. Like I said, define the length of soon or something like that. And they said they didn't want to talk anymore, but it wasn't just like they spelled that whole thing out. What happened was I asked, and then they didn't respond for so long, and I said, "Do you still want to talk to me?" And then they want to know, and I was like, "All right, goodbye," and then one could say goodbye, and that was it. So I think they say things. I think the spirits say things to scare you or get you worried, And I think that here's where I was going with this earlier about being disrespectful in the ways that you're gonna have a bad time. If you show fear when you're using it, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a bad time. Um, I'm thinking of a moment that I had when I used the Ouija board and I was afraid. It was my first time. The first time I ever used it, it actually didn't work. And I think it's because I didn't have enough like spiritual energy to provide to the guy or girl on the other side trying to talk to me just because I was so scared. But eventually, I would have dreams of using the Ouija board because I wanted it to work so badly, but it was not working for me, and I was getting really disappointed, like because I paid $20 for it, but I actually paid more than $20 because I ordered it from Amazon, and I got it on May 9th is my birthday. I ordered it on May 8th and I got it like single day shipping. So I ended up paying almost $60 for a $20 Ouija board just to get it in one day because I wanted it on my birthday. I was like, man, like I want it fast. And then yeah, it didn't work the first few times that I tried it. I just like was like, damn, did I just waste like this much of money on something that like I just debunked this fast because it doesn't work? But then I started having dreams of using it because I've developed the ability since I was a little kid to lucid dream. So I would lucid dream of myself using the board. And I remember one day I woke up from a dream where I was using it. And I actually pulled out the board at night when my parents were asleep. And I had the light from this pair of binoculars. Hold on. Yeah, it was like that. And you guys probably will not believe me, but I swear on my life that this happened. It's crazy how the light in this still works because it's been in a cabinet to my left for years until I got my Ouija board. Um, I, this was the light source that I used for the Ouija board because I didn't want to use my flashlight and just hold it and only have one hand on the planchette for the Ouija board. I guess you guys are getting one story from me right now, one scary story. Um, so that day that I had that dream is the night, like that night after that same day, but at night on that day, um, I pulled out the Ouija board on my bed and sat crisscross applesauce with this light facing me. So like the Ouija board is in front of me, and this is like sitting down, providing light so I could see the Ouija board. And it actually worked, and I was so happy. Yeah, like I wasn't even nervous. I was, but like my adrenaline was so high that I didn't feel it. Like I knew that I was though, because my hand it was shaking like on the planchette. I was like, but I was more so super excited than anything. Like I was just like, what? It's actually working now. And um, what happened to me was like I didn't get possessed or anything, thankfully. Um, but that was my only light source, and I remember the planchette was moving very slowly, and it was doing circles, and then it did a figure eight a couple times. And I know that online it says that once that starts happening, it means the demon is trying to get out of the board. But I just let it happen. I just let it happen, and I just kept on going. And it was speeding up and then slowing down. Sometimes I would have to like put more pressure on it so that it wouldn't like go like super fast. Um, but like nothing in the end, nothing happened to me. But this did happen though. While I was going in the figure eights, it dimmed out. Like this light literally dimmed out to nothing. And I was, at that point, I was like so scared. And, but before it dimmed out to nothing, like I said, oh, I gotta go, and pushed it. Like I pulled the planchette to get by because I wasn't gonna just like sit there in the dark and let a demon get me. Like when I think of it now, man, it was so scary. But ever since that night, I did not play in the dark. I'd be down with candles, but not that light. But the thing is, those binoculars have been sitting in the cabinet for years, and surprisingly, the light works right now. I thought that when it was dimming out, like it was just a coincidence that the battery was dying. But after I put the Ouija board away that night and turned that back on, like it worked again. Like right now, it worked when I was showing you guys. And like I said, though, you guys probably will not believe me, but because you weren't in my situation. And that's why when I read these stories, it's like, I don't know, I kind of take it with a grain of salt, but I swear that that actually happened. And it's just crazy. Like, but again, you guys were not there with me, so you guys probably will not believe me. But it's okay. With these stories that I have on my phone and the stories I read in previous videos, like they could be made up, but some of them do sound believable. If you don't believe me, you can try a Ouija board out for yourself. And if something crazy happens to you, I will believe you because I know firsthand that they work. All right, back to the stories. The scary, 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 scary stories. Yeah. So that was one of a few scary stories that I have. If not scary, frightening stories that I have about using Ouija boards. You know what? I actually want to talk about another one. Just one more before I get back into these on my phone. Okay. So a while ago, I had a friend over, um, and we were taking edibles that night. So this was back when I was, um, like getting high a lot. But I think it was my first time trying an edible, but I don't remember now. This was no, it wasn't. It was not for my first time. Never mind. This was um this year, 2019, on like the day after my birthday. I had my friend over. We took 300 milligram edibles. I wonder if I have a picture on my phone so I could show you guys it. Yeah, I do. I don't know how well you will see it though. Well, they're 300 milligram edibles, and I took the one on the left. It was a nerd bar. It didn't even taste that good because it was like packed in THC, and then he had the peanut butter bars. And whoops, I lost my place. All right. Yeah, so we got so high, and like I was like, "Bro, you trying to use the Ouija board right now?" And he was like, super. What's the word? He was skeptic about it, and I don't blame him because like I was too before I bought it, but I just wanted to see if it worked or not. Because my thought was that why would Hasbro sell a Ouija board? Like, why does it only cost $20 to be haunted by demons for the rest of your life. Like, why? That's why I was so curious about it. I was like, does this thing really work? Why is it so cheap if it does? And then I realized later on that witches and like pagans and like wizards, I don't know, what do you call a witch who's a guy, maybe a wizard? Um, they say that Ouija boards are nothing to mess with. And once I read that online, even though you're not supposed to believe everything you read online, I was just like, whoa, it really is like something spiritual. So after the edibles kicked in, we were we set up the Ouija board like exactly where my laptop is, and I had this lamp on, um, and I set my laptop that's here. That's a good sound. Um, on my bed, probably the same angle it is, like a little bit over a 90-degree angle, and I turned the brightness all the way down because my charger is on this desk for the laptop, and I wanted to conserve the battery on here. And so we were just so high using the Ouija board, and I'm not even like describing this very well, but I'll probably like explain it better in a different video because like I'm going off of nothing. If I had it written down, it would be so much easier. But yeah, we were so high and we used the Ouija board, and the planchette was moving all over the place so fast, and it was crazy because there'd be sometimes when like the planchette was being pulled in another direction, and then he would be like, bro, that's you, and then I would remove my hand, and then it would actually stop, like, so the spirit made it look like I was actually pulling it. But like, if the idiometer or idiomotor effect is like legit, then like, I mean, I know it is, but like I said, I like to believe that there are spirits on the other side controlling it because it's cool. It's cool to believe that. Um, yeah. So I would take my hand off, and then it would just like completely stop. And then there would be times where like it would seem like he was pulling it, and I would be like, bro, like you're moving it, like you're faking it, and he would be like, no, bro, I'm not. And then after we concluded the game, not the game. Oh my gosh, why did I say that? No, I'm a hypocrite now. It's not a game. After we concluded the session, um, he ended up saying, "Oh yeah, I did move it." He said he moved it some of the time, not all the time. But because of that, like, I don't want to use it with him again because, like, I was like, I mean, I was freaked out kind of, but like in a good way because we were so high. Like, it was a great time. But I don't think he realizes the dangers of messing around with it, like playing with it. He was playing with it, and I believed it to be like a spirit controlling it, but I feel like it was some of the time, but I think he shouldn't be using it. If anything, and I know you're not supposed to use the Ouija board alone, that's another thing, but I always do it. Whenever I use it alone. And my reasoning for that is because I don't have mature enough friends to use it with me without playing around. So, like, I give the spirits my utmost respect. And I remember the last spirit I talked to, I think her name was Carlene. And the reason I know this is because I'm sure you got something right now. I have an app on my phone called, so like, I don't know if you can see it, but right there it says friends in that corner of my phone. And in there, I have the apps that I use sometimes: Frisbee, um, Ghost Raider Classic, YouNow, and Ghost. The Ghost app that I have right here, it's actually not called Ghost, it's called Ghost Hunter M3, I think. And I had it on the EVP. Shows I guess that's a new update. It shows the battery power right there. Basically, you have it on and it reads out words. And so I'm gonna turn it off because I don't want to like talk to spirits right now. I'd kind of be creeped out because like I'm not prepared to talk to them right now. I'm filming a video, but the name Carlene popped up because when I asked the spirit what their name was when I was using the Ouija board last time, they spelled it out like they had I think they had the first three letters correct. So they spelled out CAR, but not LEEN. So it was like Car. And then I was like, your name is not Car. And then the name Carlene like popped up on my phone on that app. And like it has like a robotic voice that they use on here. Just like text to speech, it has like a stupid voice. But like on here, yeah, it's different. And I had it connected to my speaker, my JBL speaker on my bed. And like, so it was like startling. And I was like, oh, is your name Carlene? And the planchette shot to yes on the board. I was like, whoa. So I think different spirits have different power levels or strength levels, or some are more easily able to use the person who's using the Ouija board, use their energy to move the planchette. I think a big factor of using a Ouija board is you have to believe that it's going to work. Just like with religion, in whatever God you believe in, you have to believe in them to experience anything within that religion. All right, back to the stories. This one is called Satan. Wow. My grandma bans them from her house, as in bans the Ouija board, because once, when she was younger, she and her friends messed with one. They asked who they were talking to. It spelled out Satan, and then her friend, who owned the board, started convulsing. From then on, she swore she felt a presence when she sleeps. That's so scary. So I didn't know what the word convulsing meant. I didn't know the definition of it until I looked it up. But basically, it's involuntary muscle twitching. So like basically like the movie The Exorcist. Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. It's like it's so scary. I feel hot and cold right now. Like I'm sweating from like just telling those stories of the Ouija board. And I have goosebumps at the same time. You will not be able to see with this camera quality, but yeah, it's bad. Yikes, I didn't think that this video would make it this far, and I don't think it would have if I didn't tell those stories. So yeah, that was like two frightening stories out of my Ouija board stories. I have a few more, but not many more. Because I have a lot of stories with the Ouija board, but not all of them are scary. This one is called This Is Not a Game Anymore. It never was a game, but Hasbro says it is. Perfect story, 100% true. Let's see. About 15 years ago, my sister had some friends over one night. They were in the basement watching some scary movie. They had a Ouija board, they started cussing at it and calling it shit and fucking fake. It stopped responding, so they began watching the movie again. All of a sudden, all the lights and electricity goes out. They start screaming. Then the TV comes on, all static and is blaring noise. They were yelling and crying. Then the TV shuts off and comes back on to just a black screen. The words, "This is not a game anymore," roll across the screen in all white. After the TV shuts off and they are in complete darkness, they run out of the house. Afterwards, they go back to the house and their dog hid. And when they found it, all it did was bark and look very angry at them. Insane. See, I feel like animals can definitely see what we can't see, like spirits, because think about it. If animals actually do see in black and white, then they can definitely see when there's a spirit present. Because, like, with light, like, we just see all these colors. So you can't really see a spirit because if they're like clear with this light around and the colors, like, you just can't. But black and white, you would definitely see some sort of silhouette there or like spirit. And that's what they get. They said that they said they started cussing at the Ouija board. Oh my gosh, calling it shit and fake. Damn. They got what they deserved. This one is actually an interesting one. It's not scary unless you make it scary. This one is called Max is Always Around. Out of context, that actually does sound scary, like Max is always around. Oh my gosh. But in this story, he is a good spirit. When I was about 14, my best friend had a sleepover birthday party. Being the silly little girls we were, we decided to make a Ouija board to use, not really knowing any of the rules, like making it say goodbye. After an hour or so, I wandered off to read some tarot cards and watch the rest of The Exorcist with the other couple of girls who didn't want to commune with the spirits. Here's where it got weird. After I left, the spirit talking to my friends changed, as in it switched to a different spirit altogether. His name was Max, and he was looking for me. I've never known a Max in my life. My friends yelled out what he was saying as it moved, and I was writing it off as them teasing me until he started giving them information about me that no one at that party knew. Things about minor abuse I was facing and other little things that freaked me right out. I begged for them to stop playing, even after Max tried to convince me that he was not trying to hurt me. My friends were awesome and stopped playing before I started crying, and I thought that was the end of it. The next time a Ouija board came out was the next year, and only one girl from the original party was among the group. We were baking a cake, so when the buzzer went off, she and I headed up to take it out of the oven. When we got back to the group, another girl turned to me and asked, "Who's Max?" Apparently, he stuck around after that first time. If my friends want to use a Ouija board, they don't invite me over unless they want to speak to Max. He's always around. I lost my place. Oh shit. A few times in my life, I've heard a voice call out my name. It usually makes me stop for a minute, no more, but at least twice, had I not stopped, I would have been in the path of a car going too fast to stop before it would have hit me. I strongly believe Max has stuck around to be helpful, but had we not pulled out the Ouija board that night, I would have never known about him. That's crazy. That's actually really cool because people say that that you can only contact evil spirits with the Ouija board, but other people say that you can contact good spirits as well. But if heaven and hell are real, I don't think God wanted us to be able to contact angels in heaven. So I don't think that, personally, I don't think that we're communicating with angels when we find a good spirit through the Ouija board. I think that maybe these are spirits of people who committed suicide, so they are like not angels and not demons, or maybe they are in hell, but they're uh, good, good in the extent to the extent that like they're not evil, like um, they weren't evil people before they died. They just didn't believe in God, and so they went to hell because, according to Christianity, if you don't believe in God, then you are automatically against Him, like you are His enemy from the get go. So yeah, so maybe they just want to help people. And they have no reason to be disrespectful. It's almost 11 at night now. Dang, it keeps exiting out of my app. Like, I don't know what's doing this. Okay, we're on the last story now, thankfully, because I need to get some sleep. This one is called June 24th. My girlfriend told me this story about an experience she had with a Ouija board while in high school sometime in 1986. She had a friend named Johnny who was suffering from CF or some other debilitating illness, who had recently been hospitalized as a result. Both she and her friend Shelley visited Johnny regularly in the hopes of keeping his spirits up and for a quick recovery. One night after visiting Johnny, they were at Shelley's when they decided to try out a Ouija board. After a while, they started communicating with a spirit who seemed to know a lot more about them. Oops, sorry. These hiccups are mad annoying. After a while, they started communicating with a spirit who seemed to know a lot about them that it really shouldn't. After some banal questions about boys and general questions one would expect teenage girls to ask, my girlfriend decided to ask about Johnny and his condition. The board quickly spelled out 24 June 1987. Johnny won't have to worry anymore, and went to goodbye. My girlfriend and Shelley were so convinced the board was giving them a date for recovery that they actually wrote the message down and sealed it in an envelope. The following year, on the 24th of June, it turned out that Johnny indeed no longer needed to worry about his condition. It was the day he died. When I read that the first time, man, I got goosebumps. I mean, I already saw what was coming, and I'm surprised they didn't see what was coming. It's like, I don't think a Ouija board is ever going to tell you good news. So, yeah. I mean, I guess in a way it was good news because it's true he didn't have to worry anymore. But in like a sad way, though. Yeah, he passed away. That concludes this video. Thank you for watching. I know it's almost 11 p.m., but I'm probably going to be awake for a couple more hours trying to get a decent thumbnail for this video. Because it always takes me a long time to get a good picture for a thumbnail. So please wish me luck for that it goes faster so I can go to sleep before midnight, but it is what it is. So this was a different kind of, not a different kind, but instead of whispering, it was more so softly spoken. So if you guys like this video, okay, I'm not one who's like, if you guys like this video, please like the video. Because, like, you guys saying that you like it is enough. I don't need you to press a button to tell me that you like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will continue to do my best to upload consistently. Because even when I don't record or film for one day, like when I don't upload for one day, it's just like I feel bummed out. And someone in the comments, man, hold on, I'm gonna give you like a shout out right now. Let me log into YouTube on here. Let's see. By the way, thank you guys for 16 subscribers. I haven't even said that yet, but thank you. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Thank you, Jose Garcia, for saying, great video, loved it. Also, remember, you don't have to upload every day. Take a break if necessary. Yeah, so there's that. And thank you guys for commenting. Thank you, Two Tone Rebel 15, for saying the vid is amazing. I will keep it up. And Subway Kid for saying keep it up. I will. Thank you. And Zhao for commenting a balloon. I don't know what that means, but thank you. One of my favorite movies happens to be Up, so I'll take a balloon. So, thank you guys for watching. And I hope to upload again either tomorrow or the next day. Hopefully tomorrow, though. Because I actually found a lot more stories than I told tonight. But I didn't put them in the same video because it would have been over an hour long. And I noticed that when I check on YouTube Studio, it tells me the average amount of time people actually watch my videos. And so far, it shows nobody has watched the full video. So like 52, 54 minutes, like it's 54 right now. Like people don't even watch it that long. And like it doesn't hurt my feelings, but it's kind of like, oh man, maybe I should make this video shorter, make them want more of it. Like film a 5-minute ASMR video and they'll be like, please make it longer. All the way to the point where like people will actually spend time to watch it all the way through. But I'm not gonna do that to you guys. Maybe an hour is just too long right now. Maybe I need to make it like 15 to 20 minutes. Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. And also, I wave like this because of my grandma. I think everybody waves like this or like this. So why not wave like they used to in the old days? Alright, see you guys next time.